Okay, paano naman yung sakit sa puso? Namamana din ba yung sakit sa puso? Okay, tignan natin. Hi everybody! I'm Doc Mengay. Sa vlog na to, sasagutin natin yung tanong kung namamana ba ang cancer at ang sakit sa puso. Okay, start tayo. Okay, pakita ko sa inyo itong migrant study. Dito sa left side ko, ayan. These studies show that people who migrated from one area to another and who started eating the typical diet of their new residency assume the disease risk of the area to which they move. Okay, sa Tagalog, kapag daw yung mga tao ay lumipat sa isang lugar patungo sa bagong lugar at kinain nila yung mga typical diet o yung mga pagkain na nandun sa bagong lugar na nilipatan nila, ay tumataas din yung tsansa na makuha nila yung mga sakit na matatagpuan dun sa lugar na yon. Okay, pinapakita lang nitong mga pag-aaral na ito na ang mga sakit ay nakukuha mainly sa environment, particularly diet and lifestyle. At ang genes ay maliit lamang na porsyento o halos wala namang kinalaman sa pagkakaroon ng isang tao ng sakit. Okay, a very prominent report by Sir Richard Doll and Sir Richard Peto of the University of Oxford submitted to the US Congress summarized many of these studies and concluded that only 2 to 3% of all cancers could be attributed to genes. So, ang cancer pala is 2 to 3% genetic. Ganun lang kaliit. Okay, cancer therefore is an environmental disease. It is highly associated with one's diet, and we could prevent cancer if we know what to eat. Okay, paano naman yung sakit sa puso? Namamana din ba yung sakit sa puso? Okay, tignan natin. Okay, meron din migrant studies tungkol sa sakit sa puso. Okay, dito sa left side ko. 1960s, Robertson, Kato, and Rhodes studied the rate of cardiac death among Japanese men. Sa Japan pala, nakita nila na kakaunti lang yung namamatay sa sakit sa puso. At sa USA, mas marami ang namamatay sa sakit sa puso. Okay, pakita ko sa inyo yung pag-aaral ni Robertson, Kato, and Rhodes. Okay, so they studied 3 different sets of Japanese men. Okay, yung set A, Japanese men residing in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yung set B, Japanese men residing in Hawaii. And set C, Japanese men residing in San Francisco, California Bay. So, yung set B and set C, there are the first and second generation immigrants from Hiroshima. So, lahat sila Japanese with the same gene pool. Okay, ang pinagkaiba lang nila, syempre, nagbabago sila ng lifestyle, depende kung saan sila nakatira. Okay, ano yung naging conclusion? Okay, ito. More rate of cardiac death among Japanese men living in California. So, mas maraming namamatay sa sakit sa puso dun sa mga nakatira sa California. So, heart disease is not genetic. Heart disease is due to the environment, diet, and lifestyle. Okay, mas maganda siguro alamin natin kung anong lugar dito sa mundo o anong population dito sa mundo yung maliit lang o halos walang mga sakit sa puso. Okay, first, ito. Papua New Guinea Highlander. So, medyo malayo yan. So, hindi man tayo dyan makatira, at least, gayahin natin kung paano sila kumain. Okay, Papua New Guinea Highlanders, they rely heavily on sweet potatoes. Okay, sa kamote. 90% of their total calorie intake was from sweet potatoes. So, 90% talaga na kinakain nila kamote. They had almost no meat intake and they had almost no heart disease by researchers' measure. Okay, second, to Papua New Guinea seaside islanders. Okay, 50 to 70% of their total energy comes from sweet potatoes din, sa kamote din. They did have some fish, coconut, and some fruits. No added oil and no added sugar. Okay, ito, rural Chinese. Okay, 1970s and 1980s, not one recorded cardiovascular disease before the age of 65. Samantalang, kung tutuisin yung sa ngayon, pabata ng pabata, yun ang mamatay sa sakit sa puso. Okay, dito sa kanila, sa rural Chinese, 1970s, 1980s, not one recorded cardiovascular disease before the age of 65. Okay, they ate rice, vegetables, small amount of animal foods, about 5% lang, almost little to no added oil, and little to no sugar. Okay, Okinawans. Yung Okinawans, kala ko before Japanese sila, pero hindi pala. They're 80% Japanese and 20% Chinese. So, mixed race sila. Okay, Okinawans, they are traditionally known for having a very long lifespan. Marami daw centenarian na Okinawans. Then, they have very low rates of heart disease. Their diet is relatively low calorie. 70% of their diet comes from sweet potatoes sa kamote. They practice hara hachibu, meaning 8 to 80% fullness. So, yun. Kapag 80% full ka na, tama na yung pagkain. Yung iba kasi, hanggat hindi pa masuka-suka, hindi titigil kumain. Okay? They rely heavily on whole unrefined plants, no meat, eggs, dairy, sugar, oil, very small amount of fish. Okay, ito, yung Tarahumara Indians. Hindi siya Tarahumara Indians kasi silent HU daw yan. Tarahumara Indians. Okay? They are located sa Mexico. They eat nutritious diet. 90% of their diet comes from corn and beans. Okay, naturally healthy people. They walk and run every single day. And they are surrounded by medicinal plants with blood sugar lowering properties. Okay, meron ako magiging sariling vlog about Tarahumara Indians. Okay, they're very interesting group of people. Okay, based dito sa mga populations na nakita natin, we can therefore say that populations that consume whole food plant-based diet with very few or almost no refined carbohydrates, oil, and sugar are those that have very few or almost no cases of heart disease. Okay, konting trivia lang. Nung World War II, that's 1941 to 1942, ito yung time with Adolf Hitler. Ito si Adolf Hitler. Anyway. So, nung World War II, yung Germans, sinakop nila yung Denmark and Norway. Tapos, kinuha ng mga Germans yung livestock nila. They took away their sheep, goat, cattle, turkey, chicken, yung mga ganon. Tapos, nakita nila na bumaba yung cases ng circulatory diseases, that stroke and mga heart attack. Heart diseases. Tapos, noong 1945, nung namatay na si Hitler, tapos bumalik na ulit yung mga livestock nila, yung mga animal-based food, nagkaroon na ulit ng cases ng mga stroke at saka heart diseases. So, makikita ninyo na kapag yung mga tao naka-plant-based diet lang, mas mababa yung cases or almost walang cases ng heart disease. Pero kapag nandiyan yung mga animal-based food, doon nagkakaroon ng sakit sa puso yung mga tao. Anyway, hanggang dito na lang muna. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye-bye!